Stay happy and active in your golden years with these essential tips. I'm taking on the challenge of staying happy and active in my golden years, and I'm sharing my top tips along the way. You know, they say aging is just another word for living longer. But what if it could mean living better, too? I've made it my mission to prove that you don't have to slow down just because the calendar says so. And if you're watching this, I know you're looking for ways to stay strong, sharp, and joyful in this chapter of life. You're not alone, and I'm right here with you. Just before I share my journey so far, I want to hear from you. Where in the world are you joining Live Well Daily from today? Drop your city or country in the comments. Got questions or experience to share? Ask away. We read every comment. And if you're interested in real and sustainable health, subscribe and hit the notification bell to join a community that believes in daily progress, not perfection. Here's a surprising fact. According to the World Health Organization, regular physical activity in older adults can lower the risk of early death by up to 30%. And it's not just about living longer. It's about living better. Staying active improves balance, boosts energy, keeps the brain sharp, and helps fight off feelings of loneliness and sadness that too many seniors experience silently. And happiness? That comes from a mix of meaningful movement, connection, purpose, and a little laughter each day. But let's be honest, it's not always easy. Some days your joints ache, your motivation dips, or you just feel stuck. I've been there, and I've learned that staying happy and active takes more than just good intentions. It takes a few small, consistent habits that make a big difference over time. In this video, I'll walk you through simple, realistic ways to take care of both your body and your spirit, without overwhelming routines or fancy equipment. Because aging well doesn't have to be complicated, it just needs to be intentional. 10 common challenges seniors face. Before we go into the uplifting part, the tips and strategies, I think it's important to be honest about the real challenges many of us face in our golden years. Staying active and happy sounds great, but sometimes life throws us curveballs that make it feel easier said than done. Here are some of the most common hurdles seniors deal with, and chances are a few of these will sound all too familiar. 1. Feeling isolated or lonely. Loneliness in your golden years can sneak up on you, even if you're surrounded by people. Maybe your spouse passed away, your children moved far, or your phone doesn't ring as often as it used to. The house feels too quiet. The days stretch on longer. You start missing the little things, chatting with someone over breakfast, having a reason to get dressed and go out. And after a while, that loneliness doesn't just affect your mood. It weighs on your body too. It drains your energy and makes it harder to want to move, connect, or even smile. 2. Decreased mobility or stiffness. You know those mornings when you wake up and your knees feel like rusted hinges? Or your back tightens just trying to tie your shoes. For many seniors, arthritis, joint pain, or simply the natural aging process makes moving around more difficult. Things that used to be easy, getting in and out of the car, standing from a chair, walking up a few steps, can now feel like climbing a mountain. The fear of slipping or hurting yourself often makes you want to move less, but staying still only seems to make the stiffness worse. It's a frustrating cycle. 3. Fear of falling. It's not just the fall, it's the what if that comes with it. What if I fall and no one's around? What if I break something? Many older adults begin avoiding movement not because they're weak, but because they're scared of getting hurt. That fear often leads to walking less, exercising less, and even avoiding social activities. But the cruel irony is, the less you move, the more your strength and balance decline, making that fear even more real. 4. Chronic pain or fatigue. There's a big difference between being tired and being tired all the time. Chronic pain, whether it's from an old injury, arthritis, nerve pain, or something else, can wear you down day after day. You may find yourself declining invitations or skipping walks not out of laziness, but because your body simply feels drained. And that fatigue isn't always about age, it's your body saying it's running on empty. When you're in pain or exhausted, even the thought of being active can feel overwhelming. 5. Lack of motivation or purpose. After decades of working, raising a family, or caring for others, retirement or empty nest life can feel hollow. No more alarm clocks, no more appointments, no one depending on you in the same way. At first, that freedom might feel nice, but eventually the days blur together. Without a sense of purpose or structure, it's easy to lose momentum. You stay in bed longer, skip meals, and slowly stop doing the things that once brought you joy. And without motivation, even basic self-care feels like a chore. 6. Depression or low mood. Depression in older adults is more common than people think, but less talked about. It doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it's just a heavy feeling that hangs over your day. A lack of interest, a sense that nothing matters quite like it used to. It may be triggered by grief, health changes, isolation, or just a gradual dulling of things you once loved. And the trouble is, when your mood is low, so is your energy, which makes it harder to stay active, social, or engaged in the things that might actually help you feel better. 7. Cognitive changes or brain fog. Ever forget what you were saying mid-sentence? Or walk into a room and wonder why you went in there? That foggy feeling isn't always a serious issue, but it is unsettling. You might second-guess yourself more often or avoid conversations because you're afraid of losing your train of thought. Some seniors even pull back from social events or new experiences out of embarrassment. And once that confidence is shaken, it's harder to stay sharp, curious, or willing to try something new. 8. Financial limitations. Not everyone talks about it, but money matters, especially when you're on a fixed income. Gym memberships, exercise classes, healthier food options, even transportation to community centers. They all cost something. And when you're watching every dollar, it's easy to feel like healthy living is for someone else with more resources. That feeling can leave you discouraged or disconnected from tools that could truly help. 9. Technology. Overload or disconnect. Today, it seems like everything is online, from booking a doctor's appointment to signing up for a walking group. If you didn't grow up with smartphones or apps, the tech world can feel more like a wall than a bridge. You might feel left behind or frustrated trying to figure out how to use it all. And while social media can bring people together, it can also feel isolating when everyone's posting pictures and updates while you're just trying to figure out the Wi-Fi. 10. Loss of routine or structure. Without work, caregiving duties, or scheduled commitments, the days can start to feel long and directionless. You sleep in, eat at odd times, and before you know it, it's evening and you haven't done much at all. Without structure, it's easy to lose your rhythm. And when your days lack purpose or activity, your mental and physical health start to drift. You might feel a little restless and not even know why. Now, if any of these challenges sound familiar, please don't feel discouraged. The truth is, you're not alone, and none of these are permanent roadblocks. The good news is that there are small, manageable steps you can take to start turning things around. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Tips and strategies for staying happy and active in your golden years. Now that we've talked honestly about the challenges, let's turn the page and focus on the part that makes all the difference. What you can do about it. Because here's the truth. I've faced many of those challenges myself. I've felt the stiffness in my joints, the quiet of an empty house, the heaviness of a low mood I couldn't explain. But over time, with trial and error, conversations with others, and a little bit of faith in small changes, I learned that it is possible to stay happy and active in your golden years. Here are the strategies that I and many others have used to turn things around. 1. Start with gentle daily movement, even 5 to 10 minutes. You don't need to run marathons or hit the gym to stay active. In fact, the best movement you can do is the one that feels doable and repeatable, even on a low-energy day. Morning stretches in bed, yes, even before you get up. A short walk around the block after breakfast. Gentle chair exercises while watching your favorite show. Arm circles or leg lifts while waiting for the kettle to boil. The goal here isn't perfection, it's momentum. The more you move, the more energy you build. The less you move, the harder it becomes. So, choose something simple and just begin. Tip I often share with friends. Keep a folded towel or resistance band near your favorite chair as a reminder to stretch during commercial breaks. 2. Create a morning routine. You look forward. 2. One of the best gifts you can give yourself is a gentle, joyful start to the day. When I retired, I thought sleeping in and taking it slow would feel good. And it did, for a little while. But then I started feeling aimless, so I built a morning routine that includes a warm drink, a few light stretches or breathing exercises, listening to soft music or reading a daily devotion, opening the blinds and letting natural light in. Creating structure at the start of your day makes you more likely to stay engaged, get moving, and keep your mood lifted. 3. Prioritize social connection, even in small doses. If you've ever felt off after going too long without a good conversation, that's no coincidence. We're wired for connection, and it's a big part of staying mentally and emotionally healthy as we age. Call a family member, friend, or neighbor, even for 5 minutes. Join a local group, church, hobby class, walking group, etc. Say yes to more invitations, even if you're not in the mood. Learn one new thing on your phone or tablet to stay connected online. Something I tell people often. It's not about being popular, it's about being present. One heart-to-heart chat can do more for your spirit than a dozen social media likes. 4. Fuel your body with feel-good foods. What you eat plays a big role in how you feel, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And no, I'm not talking about dieting or counting calories. I'm talking about foods that nourish your body and keep your energy steady. Fiber-rich foods like oatmeal, lentils, leafy greens, and pears. Omega-3s from salmon, walnuts, or flaxseed, great for brain health. Colorful veggies and berries for their antioxidants. Hydration. Don't underestimate what a glass of water can fix. A personal trick I've used for years. I prep chopped veggies or fruit the night before and leave them where I'll see them in the morning. Out of sight is out of mind, so I keep the good stuff in view. Quick check-in. Are these tips resonating with you so far? If you found even one that made you nod your head or smile, go ahead and hit that like button. And let me know in the comments. Which of these habits are you already doing or thinking about trying? 5. Strengthen your mind. Daily, just like your muscles, your brain needs regular activity to stay sharp. I've seen friends come alive simply by taking on small learning projects or puzzles, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. Try this. Do a crossword or Sudoku every morning. Read one chapter of a book each week. Learn a new skill, like using a new app, trying a craft, or learning a song on YouTube. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every evening. One thing I always say, it's not about keeping up with anyone else. It's about keeping up with your own curiosity. 6. Reignite a sense of purpose. Purpose isn't just about having a job. It's about having a reason to get up in the morning. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring someone younger, starting a garden, or even taking care of a pet, find something that gives your day meaning. From personal experience, I started mentoring younger men at my local community center. It gave me the joy of feeling useful again and reminded me that we never stop having something valuable to give. 7. Set realistic goals and celebrate small wins. One of the biggest mood boosters is progress, but progress doesn't have to be big. Try setting simple, achievable goals like, I'll go for a 10-minute walk 3 times this week. I'll call one old friend this weekend. I'll do 5 gentle stretches before bed tonight. And when you follow through, celebrate it. Say it out loud. I did that. Give yourself a gold star, even if it's just in your heart. 8. Stay spiritually grounded. For many of us, spiritual well-being is just as important as physical and emotional health. Whether that means prayer, meditation, scripture, nature walks, or quiet reflection, it gives you a sense of peace, purpose, and perspective in tough moments. I often say this to others. Even when your body feels tired, your spirit can still rise. Let me tell you about Harold. He was 72 when I first met him, a retired history teacher who had once led entire classrooms with passion and energy. But in his golden years, Harold found himself slowly withdrawing from the world around him. His granddaughter's texts went unanswered. His woodworking bench collected more dust than memories. His once vibrant days were now quiet, rigid, and, though he wouldn't say it out loud, lonely. At first, Harold blamed age. Then he blamed technology, arthritis, the new way of doing things. But the truth? Harold was stuck in place, and like many of us, he didn't realize how those little habits, grumbling at offers of help, repeating the same stories, avoiding outings, were building walls around him, brick by stubborn brick. Then one rainy Tuesday, life knocked, literally, on his door. His neighbor Marge, a no-nonsense woman with a pie in one hand and a wrench in the other, dared him to help her fix a leaky sink. It was the first yes Harold had said in a long time, and it changed everything. From that moment, Harold began trading resistance for curiosity. He let his granddaughter teach him how to use voice to text. He tried Tai Chi, even if it made him groan. He donated old clutter to make space for family visits. He swapped back in my day for show me how this works. Slowly, the world that had felt like it was slipping away began to open up again. And he didn't stop there. When arthritis made woodworking difficult, a friend gave him a tool designed for his hands. He accepted, and with each small project completed, Harold reclaimed not just a hobby, but a sense of purpose. He created new habits, a gentle morning routine, regular walks to talk about history with a former student, fresh meals with his granddaughter Emma, a haircut every month, not for vanity, but because it made him feel like himself again. The man who once said, "I'm too old for nonsense," was now mentoring kids, trying new things, and laughing more often than he had in years. Harold's story is special, but it's not unique. In fact, it's a mirror for many of us. His transformation didn't happen overnight. It started with one brave yes. He said yes to help, yes to change, yes to staying part of the world around him. And you know what? His joints still ached. He still forgot things from time to time. But he was happy. He was moving. He was alive. The lesson? You don't have to become someone new. You just have to return to what made you feel most alive and make space for it in this season of life. So, let's take a moment to breathe and reflect on what we've talked about today. Staying happy and active in your golden years isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's not about pretending aging doesn't come with its challenges. It's about facing those challenges with grace, curiosity, and small, steady actions that bring joy back into your days. We talked about some of the most common struggles, like loneliness, fatigue, stiffness, and that nagging loss of motivation. And we didn't brush them aside. We acknowledged them head-on, because ignoring the hard parts doesn't help. But learning how to move through them, that changes everything. We also walk through simple, practical strategies, things that anyone can start doing right away. Moving your body daily, even gently. Building a morning routine that gives your day purpose. Connecting with others in small but meaningful ways. Nourishing your body and mind through food, learning, and faith. And most importantly, staying open to change, just like Harold did. The message here is simple. You are never too old to feel better, never too far gone to start again, never too late to live with more joy. Aging isn't the end, it's an invitation to live differently, not less fully. With the right mindset, a few new habits, and a willingness to say yes more often, you can rediscover happiness, regain confidence, and keep your body and spirit active. Now it's your turn. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you're doing or planning to start to stay happy and active in your golden years? Maybe it's taking short walks again. Maybe it's calling an old friend. Maybe it's simply getting out of bed and stretching with a smile. Whatever it is, share it below, because your story could be the encouragement someone else needs today. And if this video helped you, even just a little, would you do me a favor? Tap that like button. It lets me know this message matters to you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We talk about real life here, aging with strength, navigating challenges with grace, and building a life you still love to live. There's more where this came from. Practical tips, comforting conversations, and real advice from someone walking this journey right alongside you to help you live well daily. So, until next time, take care of yourself, move your body gently, connect with someone you love, and remember this. Happiness isn't behind you. It's right here, waiting for you to reach for it.